there is a hidden player in this whole pain game between hope and fear on the pendulum swing. When we become aware of how our emotional waves shift and change in relation to the physical pain, of hoping for a different outcome, for a different life, a life without pain, or being afraid that the past will repeat itself, that what was 1 year ago will repeat the same 1 year into the future, the same pain, the same struggle, the same limitations, hope and fear. When we see this all playing out inside in our minds, because hope and fear played out inside in our minds, physical pain is right here, but everything else is in the mind, we gain the ability to create just a tiny bit of kind of like space between the powerful emotions that hope and fear can bring along. And these powerful emotions can be anxiety, worry, panic attacks, all of that. And we can detach just a little bit. And when we detach, we distance ourselves from participating in the emotional roller coaster, and we instead stand on the sidelines of the roller coaster, watching it roll around and around. And at the beginning, this in itself, standing on the sidelines, is an experience in itself. It can be very painful, yet it can also be very freeing to see how one allows one's mind to be strung along these emotional states day in and day out, depending on whether we are stuck in the future or in the past. And here I do suspect that some might get triggered, as when I say we allow, points to the fact that essentially the responsibility for our state of mind lies on us. And there is no one to blame here. We could try to blame the pain or the sucky life circumstances, but what goes on in our mind is entirely our responsibility. At least that's my opinion. But after the initial experience, when we see ourselves standing on the sidelines, we start to be able to shift perspective, to see that the past does not necessarily repeat itself, even though we thought it did. Everything has changed from last year to this year. And maybe the pain is still there, but even that has probably changed its shape and form. Hopefully not to the worse, but still that's a change. Maybe only a millimeter change, but still nothing stays the same. The subtle realization on the level of the body and awareness changes the way we approach our situation and our life. Awareness does not remove the pain, but it can, among many things, remove the illusion that nothing ever changes.